Well, hello scrappers, Mike here, welcome back to my channel. I'm about to make a trip to the scrapyard. I've got to secure all this stuff on the trailer and head over there and unload it. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about the scrapping business, okay? Because I get a lot of questions. And you know what? The number one question I get is, how do you find clients? And I'll tell you what. That is the easiest part of the business, is finding clients. The hardest part, and you know, the thing that I've had to really up my game on here, is taking away everything that they've got. Because, well, I started with just the pickup truck, okay? And I'd go to a business and want to pick up a bunch of stuff from them, and well, the pickup truck is all I had. And, well, there's limited space. Let me show you. There's a fair amount of room in the bed, but usually I would get full to overflowing. You know, clean stuff, overflow can go in the back seat. Yeah, clean stuff can go in the back seat. I wouldn't put anything especially dirty back there, although I do have towels down to just, you know, catch some of the crud. And, you know, it's a pretty voluminous back seat, so I could get a lot extra stuff in there. I've had pickups where I've had to overflow into the front seat. All right, so, you know, coming home totally loaded, where I couldn't get another thing in the pickup truck unless it was sitting on my lap while I was driving. So a lot of times it just wasn't enough, and I'd have to go back and make a second trip, which can be kind of annoying. Yeah, it can be annoying to you having to make a second trip, but it can also be annoying to your client because they've got to make time, you know, to have another visitor in their plant and have somebody escort them and help them. So really, I wanted a one pickup solution, all right? So that's where the trailer came in. We needed a trailer anyway for around the farm, and we found this one for sale just a few blocks away by a guy on Craigslist. And he wasn't asking very much for it, and we actually talked him down a little bit beyond his asking price. So this trailer does a lot of duty around the farm, and it's my scrapping trailer. When I know I'm going to be picking up a big load, well, I just hitch up the trailer and I take it along, and we can get a lot more stuff on the trailer than I can get in the truck. Plus, I can still fill the truck up if necessary. So this really, really increases the amount of material I can pick up. I can also pick up bigger material than will fit in the truck, like these two mills. And I have a video on picking up these mills the other day. You know, there's no way I could get them in the truck. They're too tall. They would not fit in. I'm not taking the topper off because I transport stuff that needs to stay dry too. So, yeah, there would be no way to get some of this stuff in my truck without the trailer. Now, I know trailers aren't for everyone. You know, I watch other scrappers videos. People who do street scrapping, you know, in narrow alleys and stuff, residential neighborhoods. It's hard to turn around one of these things. There's no doubt about it. You can get yourself boxed in where it's really hard to get a rig this long out. But for what I do, it's perfect. You know, I'll drive up to some business. They usually have a loading dock. They usually have forklifts, which is great, because these mills were loaded on with forklifts, and the mill bases were loaded on with forklifts. You know, they have forklifts. They have forklift drivers. They want to get rid of this stuff. If you've got a trailer, they can load it on it. Now, speaking of forklifts, let me show you a modification I had to make, because this trailer is not a flatbed trailer, it has sides. So to load stuff on with a forklift, let me show you what I did. So this trailer has a ramp that goes on the back of it. The ramp was permanently attached. I say was because, well, I detached it, and I actually modified the back so I can put it on or off as needed. I'm going to put it back on before I leave for the scrapyard, just to keep stuff from falling out the back. I'm going to have to strap some stuff down too. But I'll put the ramp on to keep everything in when I'm driving to the scrapyard. And but taking the ramp off allows them to put stuff directly in with the forklift. It's a very low lift. There's no lip to get over. They can put it in. The way we loaded these mills is they put the first one in, pushed it as far in with the forks of their forklift as they could, put the second one in, pushed both of them in as far as they could with the forks, and then we put the bases on, and you know, it was a beautiful thing. So the trailer has really upped my game. And I'll tell you something else that's up to my game is you know, familiarity with how the scrapyard works. I was really afraid to take stuff that I couldn't unload myself at first. And, you know, left a few things on the table because I was like, well, we can get them on the trailer. How am I going to get it off by myself? Because these guys who are helping me load it at this business aren't going to be there at the scrapyard to help me get it off. That was when I realized every scrapyard has a crane. And they're used to unloading trailers for people. When you go in there, you just wave the guy over and say, hey, can you get your crane to unload this stuff for me? It's too heavy to take off manual. And they say, sure. And they'll usually park you over someplace where the crane can reach, make you get away from your vehicle, and then they'll reach down with the crane and pluck the stuff right off your trailer. It's wonderful. So I don't have to worry about, you know, stuff that's too heavy for me to unload, like these mills. And I'm going to be getting some other stuff in the future that's going to be way too heavy for me to unload by myself. It's going to have to go on the trailer with a forklift, and it's going to have to come off with the crane, because that's the only way it's going to work. But, you know, that's great. That's great. It's easy money. You know, somebody loads it for you, somebody unloads it for you, you just collect the money and do a little driving and collect the money. It's great. So, yeah, so those are the ways you can up your game scrapping. Getting the clients, that's the easy part. If you just tell people you can take stuff away for them, and, you know, you're not charging them. For most things, I don't charge, because I'm getting paid for this stuff. I do charge for a few things, stuff that's really hard to get rid of, like if somebody had a whole lot of CRT monitors or old CRT TVs or something, and I'd have to charge for that, because those are hard to get rid of. But most of this stuff I don't charge. If you just let it be known that you're willing to take people's junk away for free, people will be asking you to take their junk away. They'll be beating your door down, let me tell you. I got probably 2 more scrap pickups to do in the next week. So, yeah, it's great. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about that. I'm going to get the tailgate ramp back on the trailer over here. I'm going to scrap this stuff down. And I'm going to head over to the scrapyard, and we'll get this stuff unloaded. I got a pretty good load here. I'm expecting to make pretty good money, even though it's basically just scrap iron. So we'll see how much I make at the scrapyard. Alright, I'm not going to strap this down too much. I'm not going very far. The scrapyard I'm taking this to is reasonably close. And I'm not going out on any high-speed roads. You know, if I was taking this out on the highway and going for miles, I'd strap it down a lot better. But we're just going maybe 2 miles tops. And I'll keep it on the surface roads through the neighborhoods, low speed. And I shouldn't have to worry about anything flying off or vibrating out or bouncing out. It's all Tetrised in there pretty tight as it is. Just a couple of areas where I'm thinking stuff could fall off like that in the back, and there's some on the other side of this mill that could come loose with a little jostling. So, but I think we're good. Probably won't see any cops either on the way, so I think this is it. I think we're just gonna head for the scrapyard and unload this and get paid. Here I am heading into the yard. There's the loaded weight. See what the unloaded weight is coming out. There's the crane that's going to get the big mills off the trailer once I get a lot of the small stuff off that's in the way. Yeah, I'm going to manually unload a lot of this small stuff, and then I'll move me over to where the crane can pluck the mills off. So let me get to work on that. So this time they're doing it with forklift. We'll see if this is going to work. things are heavy. Wow, he's doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, camera, okay. Wow, I'm amazed he got him with the forklift. Those things are heavy.
Put it on the right hand. They're heavy.
I thought for sure you need the crane for them. Okay, cool.
You're good.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I got into a little bit of trouble for filming. Apparently they don't like that. But, well, they got him off with the forklift. I was surprised. Those things are heavy. And I threw a bunch of other stuff inside them just to, because there was no place else to put it on the trailer. Those suckers were heavy. But that's a heavy-duty forklift, I guess. So, all right, waiting my turn on the scales here. Here's a ticket, $241.20. At this place, they have an ATM. You take your ticket up there, it scans the barcode, and you get paid up at this kiosk. So let me go do that. The guy in front of me is looking a little confused. I'll show him how it's done. All right, got my money out of the ATM. Showed the guy in front of me how to do it. He was very happy. He almost left his change behind, but he said, well, you could probably have it for showing me how to do this. I'm like, nah, take your change, man. No problem. Everybody's got to be here for the first time once, so, you know. Anyway, head back home and disconnect the trailer. So, yeah, 241 and change, not bad for just steel. That's a big load of steel I had on this trailer. And I've still got all the aluminum, copper, brass. I pulled off those things. Circuit boards, got some resellable parts I pulled off those mills. You know, I think I'm going to do pretty good with this load of scrap. So, you know, don't worry about finding customers. Like I said, that's the #1 question I get. The customers will come. You let it be known you will take people's scrap away. The customers will come because they don't want to do this. They don't want to load it up and take it to the dump. A lot of businesses, it's very hard for them to get rid of stuff that way. They'd much rather have you deal with it. So, you know, getting customers, that's the easy part. It's hauling the stuff that's the hard part. And like I said, I've upped my game to the point where I can take fairly large stuff, a lot of stuff, don't have to make multiple trips to get it anymore. And I've got 2 more scrap pickups I need to do this week. So, yeah, get into the scrap business. It's lucrative. You make a little money. You're cleaning up the earth. You're recycling stuff. You're helping the environment, and you're making a little money along the way. And you're helping a lot of businesses and people who just don't know what to do with all their scrap. So, yeah, don't be afraid to get into the scrapping business. You'll do okay. There's plenty of scrap out there that still needs to be picked up. Well, I hope you found this video interesting, educational, informative, inspirational, whatever. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to see my next video. There will be more videos on scrapping and all kinds of things, including getting the gold and silver out of the stuff I've pulled out of this scrap before it went to the scrap iron dealer. Yeah, so there's lots of goodies that are going to give up their precious metals to me later in other videos. So, yeah, subscribe to see those future videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this one. Bye.